Right, you lot, let's see what we got going on here. I've got some cable ties, and I've got down here that little clip, wherever it's gone. There it is. A little clip. I couldn't get this back on, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cable tie the pipe, cable tie this to the pipe, so that in the future I'll probably be able to get it back on. Then I can put this little cover back on over those pipes, and then we're going to go for a little test drive, make sure that everything is okie dokie, because I'd rather know now than when we go on holiday. So we'll get right up in there. The pipe is up under there by the valve. I'm not going to be able to get the camera in there and me, but it's just a little bleeder one. It pops onto the top. It's the highest point to get the bubbles out. So let's get that done and we'll go for a little drive. I've got my Amazon special, as I like to call it, socket sets. Remember when I ended up with this Amazon socket set? Wow, man, I've been using it recently. It's not all that bad. You know, it's not that bad at all, really. Don't know how it'd hold up if you use it properly every day, like I do my Halford stuff. Use them properly every day, and they've got a lifetime warranty in that. Obviously, the Amazon stuff hasn't got a lifetime warranty, but for doing little bits like this, it ain't half bad, you know. So I've just got to put this last nut on. That holds the little cover on that goes over those pipes. And then we'll fire up and we'll go and have a little test drive. And what I'm going to be looking for, obviously, is leaks. But I'm hoping there's not any. I've tested it on the drive. But actually driving is a different story. And to make sure we still got our heat coming out. Hopefully, we should have. So, got a hanging thing in the way. I'll get rid of that. What we're trying to do, we'll go on a little... Make sure we don't spring any leaks. The heat is still coming out. It's quite windy out there, bloody hell. The heat, I think you're vibrating. The heat's still coming out, but obviously it ain't warmed up yet though, so it won't be any hot. Won't be any hot, won't be hot yet. What's that vibrating? Still got the choke on as well. So got to sort that gearbox out, must sort them gear linkages out. At the moment the gears are just floating and you just kind of find them, could be anywhere. We'll sort them out, but we're just looking for that kind of stuff. There's a little Renault Clio right up going right. I don't see why they do that. You know, they go so close to you. You just want to slow down. Slow down, you bastard. There's no need to go that quick. Anyway, let's turn the old choke down a little bit. Yeah, I just want to make sure the heat still comes out, so the valve's still good and everything's all right. Thought I'd take you on a little journey with me. There's not going to be a lot going on in this video, probably just mainly talking rubbish, as I normally do anyway. And, yeah, we'll see. There's a few little other things I need to do, like one of the main things is, I'm sure there's an exhaust leak somewhere, because we'll go this way, because when we're on a long journey you can smell it in here quite strongly. Not so much on the little ones, but on the long journeys it does get quite strong. So we'll have a look, we'll see. Because if I have got an exhaust leak, obviously I need to mend that. But I'm not entirely sure. I'm hoping it ain't on the manifold, because these manifolds, these engines or these heads, they're known for having the studs snap off in the head, and not this year, thank you very much, because that's a head off job if they snap off. You can't get up to them. It's such a tight area. You can't get up to them with the head still on, because it's right up against the bulkhead. So we'll see. It could just be the little downpipe leaking. What was that? Not quite warmed up yet. Oh, the heat's coming out though. Oh yeah, nice and hot. trouble, if you were sort of going, you could do 50, but if you went over 50, it would it'd start to get a bit hot, and it'd go past 100. But then if you slowed down and went to 50, it would gradually go back down to 90 degrees, you know. So we'll see. Hopefully this new rad, I've cleaned it all out, I've blasted the engine out, you know, there was no more rusty water coming out of it, no more glue. There might have been a little bit left in that heater core, but I did blast it out with a hose pipe, trying to get that all as clean as I could. So it should be fairly clean antifreeze going round in there now. I'm going to go up here. There's a little space up here, I should better park. And have a little look and a chat. Because I wanna inspect the leaks. I didn't tie everything down before we went. Should better go in here. And with any luck, inspect. Oops, sorry. Inspect for leaks. It's definitely nice and toasty in here now though with this heating. Holy moly, is it nice and toasty. I'm actually starting to sweat. Hopefully. Sometimes, there's one car, but sometimes it's so packed down here with people doing things they shouldn't be doing. But that was alright. Some big bumps down here as well. Turn around at the end, get out and inspect for leaks. Very lucky there won't be any. Open the window. Oh, man. And the good thing is I can't smell any fumes, so that's good. Well, I can now open the window, but I couldn't before I opened the window. What was that? Didn't like that. I hope that weren't a bloody bollard. I didn't see it if it was. Oh, it's alright, it was just a curb. Bloody stop me quick though. Jesus Christ. Let's park neatly down here. And open up the bonnet and have a look. Get me a little packet of wet wipes to open up the bonnet. I've got to use this packet of wet wipes to open the bonnet up. I've got to get a bonnet spring. These things didn't come with bonnet springs, but I'll get one, don't worry. You have to wedge the wet wipes underneath the handle there to hold the handle up. Handy, eh? I've got to replace the water pump belt still, but top hose, bottom hose looks alright. Temperature sensor looks alright. It does smell a lot of fumes under here. I've got a funny feeling that that manifold is leaking, you know, because it does smell of fumes quite badly actually. And there's so many holes in the bulkhead because, you know, you got holes there and holes there for pipes and things. Any fumes that escape around in the engine bay do make their way in. I mean, you can see daylight through a lot of them. I could block them up, but the good thing is it doesn't actually sound like it's got a leak, so that's good. But we've got no water leaks, and that's what we were looking for. Look at that rad. Love it. running quite well as well. I do think the timing's out a little bit, but I'll sort that out another day. I've got more important things to worry about. Nice. Oh look, this bloody pipe's come off again. This is that pipe that bloke I got to do all the work. He didn't put it in the waste tank for me. He just kind of left it dangling. So I'll stick it through there for now. I'll sort it out. Another day. Oh, I need 2 hands for that. Can't do things properly. Why couldn't they done it? Yeah. Why did he have to leave it? Why couldn't he have put it in there and done it all for me? I paid him enough bloody money. Got a little bit of a blow on the top of this exhaust there. You can see the black soot mark. Feel a little bit of a blow there. So I'll need to sort that out. You can hear it as well a little bit. It'll sound better once I sort that out, but the rest of it seems alright. Could be that what's causing the smell, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's leaking at the back of that manifold. But that's a job for another day unless it gets really, really, really bad. Love it, man. I'm sitting in here now. I've got the heating on, setting 1. The heat is lovely and warm. It's working really well, and I'm smelling, and at the moment I can't smell the fumes. They were really strong when we was coming back from wherever it was we went to. Where did we go? Oh man, that will come back to me in a minute. We went somewhere. Where did we bloody go? Talbot and Hatch. That's where we went, Talbot and Hatch. Yeah, we went there, and on the way home, well, you can smell it on the way there, but on the way home it was quite bad. The fumes were bad, and I was thinking, Jesus, man. But I had the windows open to try and, because I thought the fumes were coming in from the engine bay, but maybe because I had the windows open, that they were coming in, because it is bad out there. I mean, of course, it's a 33-year-old motorhome, you know. Them old cars, them engines, they do smell because they haven't got all the crap on it, so they do smell. It's not necessarily bad if you smell it. Depends how strong it is. Smelling it's different to actually having it, if you know what I mean, having the fumes in it. But I can't smell a dicky bird, and if you sniff the air coming straight out of them vents, it's not smelling of fumes. And if you put your head under the dash, it's not smelling of fumes under the dash. So I reckon we're clear for now. We'll leave it for now. Has anyone ever noticed that the people on the roads are ridiculous these days? Hopefully you can hear me over the noise. I've got the heating on because I want to keep it on, because I want to make sure it's still working, it stays on and works all right. People on the roads at the moment are mad. I had someone in a petrol station just reverse into me the other day. He kept reversing, I couldn't go nowhere. He stopped, braked, kept going, stopped, braked, as if he could see I was there. And he thought, it's almost as if he thought to himself, oh, I want him to get out of the way, but he ain't moving, so I'm just going to back into him. Yep, reversed straight into me. And then someone else was going up a narrow road, just drove into me. And then he turned around and he said, did you notice my right away? I said, I thought you was pointing at that house. I thought you wanted to go in that driveway, so I was trying to make you room to go in that driveway. And then he just went twat and drove off. People these days, man, they've got everyone seems to be in so much of a rush that they just don't care. They're just mad, absolutely mad. Put in the comments if you noticed the same sort of thing, because if you have, then it ain't just me. The old temperature. Don't forget, I've got the heating on, and it's worth remembering, if you've got the heating on, that will cool your engine, because what's happening is your heating is taking heat from the heater matrix, which obviously is from the antifreeze or the water, going around your engine. So by having your heating on, it's almost as if you've got a fan on all the time. So you will cool your engine by having heating on. It's a useful tip. If your engine does overheat a bit, have the heating on and it will keep it cooler. Which is handy because in the winter when you're cold, if you're sitting still in a traffic jam or something, you're less likely to overheat because you've got your heating on to keep you warm. So your engine's going to keep cooler as well, you know. Not so good in the summer because obviously everything's going to be hot, you know, and you don't want to have the heating on in the summer, do you? So you're not going to have that on, so that's different then. But it's handy for the winter, it's handy to remember. And this engine's been running now, driving and ticking over for about 20 minutes, and we haven't even reached 90 yet with the heating on, so that's good. That means that new radiator is doing its job, the heating is doing its job, it's still nice and warm. This heating is brilliant. I can't get over how good this heating is. That's going to heat up the back while we're driving along and everything. The kids in the back are going to be nice and warm because the beginning of this winter, don't forget, we got this back at the beginning of this winter. Sorry, not the beginning of this winter. We got this back at the beginning, or the middle actually, just after Christmas, or maybe you might say that's the end of the winter. I don't know, I don't care what you call it. We got it back just after Christmas this year, 2024, from having the new roof put on. So we were driving around while it was still winter, it was still cold, and they were cold in the back, so we didn't have any heating, you know. I was quite alright because I get a little bit of heat from those pipes and from the engine, and you do get a little bit of heat, but it's not enough to spread at the back and warm up the back. So now with the heating, it's going to be brilliant, you know. We're all going to be nice and toasty warm, and the fact that you've only got two settings, you've got off number 1, which is really like number 4 in a normal car, and then you've got number 2. Don't know whether you can hear that, but that's number 2, and that's blasting. So we won't be needing number 2 ever. We'll stick it on number 1 and leave it on number 1. Happy days. But yeah, it's brilliant. I can't remember what I started off saying now. I said something and then I went off sidetrack and I can't think what it is. But anyway, I'm going to go for a drive and I'll catch you in a minute. There we go. What was I going to say? I've got a carbon monoxide alarm in here anyway, so that's all you need. I'm not going to bother doing anything else extra. I can't smell it now, so we'll just see what it's like. And I'll look at it next summer or something like that. I don't really fancy it in the winter. I've got a carbon monoxide meter, so if it starts to detect it, it'll tell us, and then we know, you know, something's wrong. But I thought better do a little video like this just with the test drive, because I've done a video of repairing doing the radiator and then doing the heater valve, but I haven't done a video of testing it yet. So this is like the third part of it, and I thought let's do it anyway. So thanks for watching. Stick around if you like this sort of thing. Plenty more to come. I've got loads of stuff to do. I've got to do the gear linkages next because the gears are just all over the place. This is, you know, that's neutral, yeah, but look, that's all that. First is up there, you know, it's actually in first gear now. Second, that is now, that's in second, and fifth, well, fifth is there somewhere, and that's actually in fifth now. Reverse is all the way down there somewhere, but first hitch the dashboard as well sometimes. It's very simple to do. It's just the linkages on the box, they get worn. They do an upgraded one with little grease nipples on it and everything, and a new collar, because the collar, the brass collar on the shaft that goes in the box, gets worn, and a little bit of movement down there will equate to a lot up on the stick. It's normal gear stick stuff, nothing untoward about it. It's just one of them things I've left because, well, at the moment it works and you can find the gears. I mean, sometimes third floats around in places, but it's there. But that's one of the things I'm probably going to do this winter, because it should be quite easy to do. You just got to make sure you stick it in reverse before you take the collar off. But anyway, if you like that sort of thing, stick around, and maybe I'll see you in a few videos time. Thanks for watching, you lot. Treat people nicely and we'll all have a good life. Cheerio.